Leading off for the Avengers, the shortstop, number 9. Hey! First pitch, 7-11. Batting second, the second baseman, Holland.
Thank you so much. This is Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you, Highlight Grave, for the information. I feel so foolish. Swinging a miss at the inside fastball. Count as no balls and 1 strike. Forgot to plug the darn thing in. This is a division rivalry game. Avengers versus the Los Angeles Dodgers, a 4-game set. And the pitch is popped up in the infield. Charging is Big Poppy, makes the catch for the second out. Thank you, Highlight Grave. That would have been a mini disaster. Starting lineup for the Hollywood Avengers: Anthony Mackie's at short, Tom Holland's at second, Robert Downey Jr. is at first. The designated hitter, Mark Ruffalo. Chadwick Boseman's at third, Dave Bautista's in right, Sebastian Stan's in left. The catcher today, Benedict Wong, batting ninth and playing center field, Don Cheadle. Tony Stark hitting 300 even, 19 homers on the season. Robert Downey Jr. up there with 2 outs and bases empty. Fouls off the fastball for strike 1. This is a division rivalry game, 4-game set between the first and second place ball clubs. Game number 134 in 162 regular season. Pitch is low from Cy Young. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. At the knees, count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Joe McDonald calling balls and strikes behind home plate. Don't know if he's a real person or not. Don't care. Mike Oslong, yo, welcome to the live stream. Thank you for dropping in and making a comment. I do appreciate it. This is Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Please like the video before you skedaddle. Put your feet up in the meantime. Check the swing. Did he hold it? Yes, he did, according to third base umpire. The count will go full. On deck is Mark Ruffalo, the Incredible Hulk. Here's the 3-2 pitch from Cy Young. And he walked him. That was close, but umpire said it was low. It's a 2-out walk for Tony Stark. Up next is Mark Ruffalo, the Incredible Hulk, hitting 331, a team-high 29 homers, and 116 runs batted in. This is the top of the first. No score in this first game of a 4-game set between these 2 ball clubs. And he pulls the screwball down the left field line, out of play for strike 1. So imagine if the actors from the Marvel Cinematic Universe were to play Major League Baseball against legends past and present. That's what you'd have here. Every game is on YouTube. Checked his swing, but went too far, according to the umpire. The count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes to Ruffalo. Let's go, he says. Just call me Peaks. Welcome to the live stream. Thank you for watching. Low and outside, blocked nicely. Throw to first for no apparent reason. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ruffalo. And he rolls it over down the third base line, out of play. Count will remain 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runner leads off first. 2 outs. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and the side is retired. So no runs, no walk, no runs, no hits, 1 walk. A half inning of play. The Hollywood Avengers nothing. The Los Angeles Dodgers coming to bat. This is Avengers Baseball. On the mound for the Avengers, Chris Pratt, known as by some as Star-Lord or Peter Quill. 26 starts, he's 13-5. And leading off for the Dodgers is Joe Torre. Donald Trumpet, welcome. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. Joe Torre's hitting 335 with 31 homers and 93 runs batted in on this fictional franchise. First pitch of the game from Star-Lord. Swinging a miss at the fastball, 96 on the radar gun, strike 1. So the Avengers are 2 games back in the National League West. That's Robert Downey Jr. at first and Sebastian Stan in left field. Here's the pitch. And that's a line drive, base hit to left. The leadoff man for the LA Dodgers is on first here in the bottom of the first. Ooh. Next up, Xander Bogaerts, 334, 36 homers, 106 RBIs. We are in late August in this fictional franchise. Fastball looked like a strike, called a ball by the home plate umpire. Count is 1 ball and no strikes. Fouls off the circle change. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. Xander Bogaerts in real life plays for the Boston Red Sox, if I'm not mistaken. Current modern day player. Cut fastball inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Fouls off the changeup. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner leads off first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first. No score in this first game. The 4-game set. Late on the fastball, fouls it off. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Grounder, knocked down by Spider-Man, and everybody's going to be safe. It's first and second, and nobody out for the Dodgers. Scorer's table is going to give Xander Bogaerts a hit on that. I don't argue. Next up is Stan the Man Musial, 364, a league-high 47 homers, 119 runs batted in. 2 on, nobody out for Chris Pratt. Grounder up the middle, flips to second for the Forts. It is a fielder's choice out at second. Runners will be at first and third with only 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Holland had to charge and flip it behind him for the Force at second base. Up next, Big Papi, David Ortiz, 304, 40 homers, 112 RBIs. A battle between first place and second place ball clubs in the National League West. Swing and a miss on the inside fastball, strike 1. David is a borderline Hall of Famer, World Series champion, first baseman for the Boston Red Sox in the 2000s and 2010s. And that is a line drive, base hit to center field. It's an RBI single for Big Papi, and the LA Dodgers move out to an early 1-0 lead. Ugh, not a good start for the Hollywood Avengers. Here's the replay while I hydrate. Don't forget to hydrate, folks. Next up, Robinson Cano, the second baseman, 279, 24 homers, 65 runs batted in. Runners at first and second and 1 out. Inside with the changeup, ball 1. I think Robbie Cano plays for the Seattle Mariners presently, but I remember him as a New York Yankee more than anything else. Circle change, outside corner, count evens, 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first, and the Dodgers are still threatening. Lines it foul towards the dugout. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes to Cano. Runners lead off first and second. Grounder, 3-6-3, double play, side retired. However, the Dodgers do get a run on the RBI by Big Papi, and after an inning of baseball, it's the Dodgers 1, the Avengers 0. Up next for the Avengers, the late, great Chadwick Boseman, hitting .340 on the season. He played Black Panther in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and he swings at the first pitch and slides it to shallow center field. Steve Finley makes the catch for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 away. The defense for the Dodgers in the outfield from left to right, you have Stan Musial, Steve Finley, and Eric Thames. And in the infield, Joe Torre, Xander Bogaerts, Robinson Cano, David Ortiz with Aramis Garcia behind home plate. Up next for the Avengers, Drax the Destroyer, or Dave Bautista, hitting .311, 13 homers, 66 runs batted in. And that's a ground ball up the middle and through. It's a 1-out single, first hit of the game for the Avengers. And Bautista is on first here in the top of the second inning. Here's the replay. Ground ball with eyes. Next up, Sebastian Stan, or the Winter Soldier, hitting .290. He has 9 homers and 46 runs batted in. Runner lead off first, so 1 away. 1-0 Dodgers. That's a line drive caught by Xander Bogaerts for out number 2. Nice reaction play by the Dodgers shortstop. So 2 outs, runner at first, no advance. Here's the replay. The catcher today is Benedict Wong. Just for accountability's sake, I want to show the difficulty setting. Hitting difficulty is set to All-Star. Pitching difficulty is set to All-Star. I'm not looking to impress anybody, just want to show for accountability's sake, every game in this fictional franchise from start to finish has been set to All-Star. Grounded to first, fielded by Big Papi. Ortiz steps on the bag to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on at the end of an inning and a half of baseball here at Dodger Stadium. 1-0 lead for Los Angeles. We go to the bottom of the second. Up steps the center fielder, Steve Finley, sitting 273 on the season. Steve Finley was a California Angel before they became the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. I think he played in like the 1990s. Fastball inside corner, strike 1. Not a Hall of Famer, but definitely an All-Star. Good player. Grounded, foul. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Finley. Looked like a strike on the inside corner. Called the ball. Count is 1-2. And it's a pop-up in right field. The second baseman, Tom Holland, makes the catch for the first out. This is Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. The defense for the Avengers in the outfield from left to right, Sebastian Stan, Don Cheadle, and Dave Bautista. In the infield, the late, great Chadwick Boseman, Anthony Mackie, Tom Holland, Robert Downey Jr. Today, the catcher is Benedict Wong with the designated hitter, Mark Ruffalo. Those are your Avengers. Up next, Willie Calhoun, 300, 25 homers, 81 RBIs. Here comes the pitch from Star-Lord. Fastball in there, strike 1, 97 on the radar gun. So this is a big, big series. It's a 4-game set between the first and second place ball clubs here on the eve of September baseball. Fouls off the knuckler, count as quickly no balls and 2 strikes to Calhoun. That's a deep drive to center. Back goes Don Cheadle. Near the warning track, makes the catch for out number 2. Two outs, up steps Eric Thames, 222, 18 homers, 40 RBIs on the season. Knuckler finds the zone, strike 1. Chris Pratt has 13 wins on the season, 13-5. Pops it up the elevator shaft behind home plate. Benedict Wong makes the catch to retire the side. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Star-Lord. And after 2 innings of baseball, it's a 1-0 lead for the Los Angeles Dodgers. This is Avengers Baseball. So I would love to hear what you have to say, Heidi Watney, our sideline reporter, but there seems to be something wrong with your microphone, so we're going to have to cut away. Stepping up to the plate is Don Cheadle, War Machine, hitting 277. He has 11 homers and 61 RBIs. He's leading off here on the top of the third against Cy Young. Pitch is low, ball 1. Don Cheadle plays James Rhodes in the MCU from the Iron Man franchise, pardon me. Fouls off the fastball. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-0 Dodgers. Welcome to the live stream. Pitch just misses outside, 2-1. Jams him, pops it up into the camera well. Count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes on Cheadle. Swing and a miss, he struck him out. There's 1 away. Looks like Cy Young's got his Cy Young stuff. Wins leaders in the National League, as you can see, Chris Hemsworth, Thor Odinson, is at 19 in second place. Cy Young himself, 20 wins, the only 20-game winner in the National League. Next up, the lineup turns over for the Avengers. Anthony Mackie's 0 for 1. He flew out in the first. One out here in the third. Misses outside, ball one. At the knees, counts 1 ball and 1 strike. Grounder to first, fielded by Big Pop. He takes it himself to the bag. There is 2 away. Fade dawns. Hey, welcome to the live stream. This is Avengers Baseball. Put your feet up on the couch. Grab yourself a beer. Make yourself comfortable. This is Tom Holland. In the MCU, he plays Spider-Man, or Peter Parker. He's 0 for 1. This is Avengers Baseball. I'm RC Robbin. Swing and a miss at the fastball, strike 1. 95 on the radar gun. Outside corner, 2 quick strikes on Tommy Holland. Count is no balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs, top of the third, 1-0 Dodgers. Strike 3 called. Spider-Man doesn't agree with it. He nods yes out of politeness. After 2.5 innings of play, it's still the Dodgers leading 1-0. This is Avengers Baseball. So we go to the bottom of the third. Up steps the catcher, Aramis Garcia. Looks like he hasn't had an at-bat this season. Maybe he's a late call-up from the minors as we approach September in the schedule. Fastball in there, strike 1 from Chris Pratt. I don't know, we'll have to see. Maybe it's his first at-bat of the season. High. Is this Diamond Dynasty? No, actually, this is a created franchise on MLB The Show 20 for PlayStation 4. The franchise is the Hollywood Avengers. This is game number 134 out of 162. Every inning's been played from beginning to end. No skipped innings, no simulated games. All of them on YouTube. And this is a first and second place matchup between 2 National League West ball clubs. The Avengers have taken the place of the San Diego Padres in the National League West. Right now, the Avengers are 2 games back, fighting for that division crown. This is the beginning of a 4-game series as we approach September in the schedule. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the next pitch. Fouls it back. Count will remain 1-2. Swing and a miss at the changeup out in front. Strike 1. Out number 1, pardon me. First strikeout for Chris Pratt. Wants to know if it was... Here's the replay. Was it a strike? Well, it was too close to take and he was out in front, so... Lineup turns over. I'm looking for someone to play with. Well, listen, I totally respect that. This is part of my online... Well, it's not online. It's part of my created franchise. So I'm not your Huckleberry, but I do appreciate the interest. Thank you for the conversation. Thank you for the offer. I do appreciate it, but for now I'm going to stick with my Avengers. I'm trying to get through this season and see if I can get to the playoffs and then the World Series. First pitch to Joe Torre is outside, ball 1. I wish you well and stay for as long as you like, but if you decide to go, I wish you luck in finding that matchup you're looking for. Lazy fly ball. It looks like it's going to be in there, and it is. It gets past him and backed up by the center fielder, Don Cheadle. But by the time he gets it back into the infield, it's going to be a 1-out double for Joe Torre. And the Dodgers have a runner in scoring position now. His 33rd double of the season. Up next is Xander Bogaerts, who already singled today. He's 1 for 1. Fastball at the knees, strike 1. Runner in scoring position, 1 out. Dodgers trying to get some insurance here in the third. Grounder, foul. Count is 0-2. Xander Bogaerts represented the National League at shortstop in this year's All-Star game. Grounded, foul. Count will remain. No balls and 2 strikes. For those of you watching in the background, don't forget to like the video. It really helps. And if you can, subscribe. Deep fly ball to center, but playable for War Machine. Cheadle makes the catch for out number 2. 2 outs, up steps Stan the Man Musial, who's 0 for 1. He grounded out in the first. Stan Musial, I think, played for the St. Louis Cardinals. He's one of those old-time Hall of Famers. Knuckleball floats in there for strike 1. I think he was a 500 home run guy in the 40s and 50s playing for the Cardinals, but I'm not 100% sure. Fouls off the knuckle. I'm going to hop off, but I'll sub and go. Good luck. Well, listen, Faye Dawns, thank you so much for your support. I do appreciate it. I wish you luck in finding the matchup you're looking for. Feel free to drop in anytime, not just for baseball, but I have other live streams on the go. So, swing and a miss. He strikes him out, and the side is retired. So, 3 innings have been played here in Game 1 of this 4-game series. Dodgers still lead 1-0. Leading off here in the top of the 4th, Tony Stark. No official at bat. He walked in the first. Iron Man, the man who started it all with Iron Man in 2008. Grounder, fielded by Big Papi, covering his... You too. I want you to have a good night as well, Faye Dawns. Absolutely. 1 pitch, 1 away. Tony Stark is retired. Nice play by David Ortiz at first. Next up, the Incredible Hulk Mark Ruffalo, who struck out in the first. Looks like Cy Young came out of the bullpen firing darts. Fouls off the fastball. Strike 1. Deep fly ball to right, but I believe it is playable for Eric Thames for the second out. 2 quick outs here in the top of the 4th. Next up, Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick's 0 for 1. He flew out in the second inning. We lost Chadwick in real life to colon cancer in 2020. May he rest in peace. But may he hit a deep drive, but playable. So it's a quick 1-2-3 inning as Stan Musial records the final out. 3.5 gone by here at Dodger Stadium. Los Angeles leads 1-0. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. Up steps Big Papi. He has a hit in his first at-bat.
The first baseman, David Ortiz.
Line drive up the middle and through. It is a leadoff single for David Ortiz. And the Dodgers have the leadoff man on here in the bottom of the 4th.
Now back, the second baseman.
Here's the replay. Don't forget to hydrate. Next up, Robbie Cano. Robbie's 0 for 1. Pops him up in the infield. Anthony Mackie is under it. Cut the check. There's 1 away.
The center fielder, number 12.
Sonic the Blue Hedgehog. Hello, Mr. Sonic. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Always appreciate your presence. First pitch to Steve Finley is fouled off for strike 1. Swing and a miss, the cut fastball. Strike 2. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes to the lefty. Fouls off the knuckleball. Count remains 0-2. 1-0 Dodgers here in the first game of this 4-game series at Dodger Stadium. First place is on the line between the first and second place teams. Just misses off the plate inside. Looked like it could have been called strike 3. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runner leads off first. Swing and a miss. Struck him out in front of the Vulcan change. And there are 2 away. Third strikeout of the game for Star-Lord. Up next, designated hitter Willie Calhoun. 0 for 1. Fastball in there. Strike 1. Strike 2. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Those of you that are interested in Renegade Karen, Mass Effect the Legendary Edition, will be a live stream later on this evening. Swing and a miss, he struck him out, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on. At the end of 4 innings of play, it's 1-0 Dodgers. This is Avengers Baseball. Top of the fifth, leading off, Dave Bautista has a hit in his first at-bat. Dave plays Drax the Destroyer in the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise. And he flies it to shallow right. There is Eric Thames. One pitch, one away. ERA leaders entering play in the National League. Chris Hemsworth leads the league, but Cy Young is in third place. So, Scarlett Johansson also on the list. Black Widow. So next up with one down, Sebastian Stan, the Winter Soldier, who's 0 for 1. He lined out in the second. Here comes a pitch from Cy Young. Out in front of the breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike one. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Low, 2 balls, 1 strike. 1-0 lead here in the top of the fifth for the Dodgers. Swing and a miss. Count is 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bases empty. Curveball is low. Count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Benedict Wong, protector of the Sorcerer Supreme, is on deck. Here's the full count pitch. Inside off the plate, ball 4. And Sebastian Stan, the Winter Soldier, is awarded first base. Benedict Wong hitting .232 on the season, part-time player. Chris Evans, the backup catcher, was injured. So backup catching duties falls to Benedict Wong. Out in front, swing and a miss, strike 1. Runner leads off first. Quick throw to first. He's back. And he yanks it foul. Count is no balls and 2 strikes to Wong. And that's a line drive, base hit over the head of the second baseman. He'll tear into second and head to third. It's going to be runners at first and third with 1 out for the Avengers as the tying run makes it to third base with less than 2 outs here in the top of the fifth. Here's a replay. Okay, up next, Don Cheadle, switch hitter, batting from the left side against the righty, Cy Young. Fastball low, ball 1. Struck out in his first at-bat. Needs to get that runner home from third to tie this ball game. Let's see what happens. Fouls off the high fastball. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Don Cheadle's hitting .324 with runners in scoring position this season. So he's comfortable with that runner at third. 12-6 change, pitches outside, 2 balls and 1 strike to War Machine. Runners lead off first and third. Out in front of the changeup or the curveball, count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here comes the pitch. Pitch is off the plate, full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes on deck. Is the new Captain America. 1 more ball and the bases will be loaded, full of Avengers. Let's see what happens with this full count pitch. Fouls it upstairs behind home plate. Share my support. Brandon Looney Tunes Fan 2000, welcome to the live stream. Thank you for commenting. Engagement is what matters on this crazy app called YouTube. Fouls it back and we will do it again. The count will remain full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 1-0 lead for the Dodgers in this division rivalry game. Let's see what happens. And that's a deep drive. It looks like it's going to be over his head. It's Gonzo. It is a 3-run home run for the War Machine, Don Cheadle, his 12th homer of the season. And just like that, the Avengers take a 3-1 advantage here in the top of the fifth. It goes both ways, Mr. Brandon Looney Tunes Fan 2000. You must also share Gaming with RC Robbin. One hand washes the other. Let's look at this drive. Looked like it was going to be over the right fielder's head and off the wall, and it covered. It it ended up being a 3-run home run and a 3-1 lead for the MCU. So bases are now empty. Pitches outside, ball 1 for Anthony Mackie, who's 0 for 2. This is his 3rd plate appearance. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. My suggestion to you, Mr. Brandon Looney Tunes Fan 2000, is to talk as much as possible in my chat box. Therefore, people will see your name, become interested in your channel, and then say, hey, I wonder what this Looney Tunes fan is. And then they'll go and they'll check out your channel and be amazed by your content, and then they'll subscribe. It's a 3-0 pitch. In there, strike 1. Count is 3 balls and 1 strike. Hitters count to Anthony Mackie. And that's a line drive up the middle, a base hit, cut the check. It's a 1-out single for the new Captain America. And it seems like the wheels have fallen off the wagon for Cy Young. Up next is Tom Holland, Spider-Man. 0 for 2, he struck out, he popped up. Pitches low, ball 1. You are a good luck charm, Mr. Brandon Looney Tunes. I will say that, because once you showed up, all of a sudden, Don Cheadle hit a 3-run home run and took the lead in this game 1. And that's a deep drive, but I believe it's playable in left for Stan Musial. And that's out number 2. Up next, Tony Stark. Officially, he's 0 for 1. He walked in the first. Runner leads off first. 2 down here in the top of the 5th. And he's going in there for a strike. Throw down is short hop, not in time. It's a stolen base for Anthony Mackie. Cut the check. He's in scoring position now with 2 outs. A single by Tony Stark might increase their lead. Let's see what happens. Breaking ball outside. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, runner leads off second. Here comes the pitch. Mr. Outlander, welcome to the live stream. Always a pleasure to see your name in the chat box. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. And he pops him up. Shallow left field, over the shoulder catch for Xander Bogaerts to retire the side. But Don Cheadle hits a 3-run home run, his 12th homer of the season. And after 4.5, it's the Avengers 3. The Dodgers 1. This is Avengers Baseball. So we go to the bottom of the 5th, and we will go to our sideline reporter, Heidi Watney. And unfortunately, Heidi, we just don't hear you. We're going to have to send a technician down there with a 9-volt battery. In the meantime, leading off the bottom of the 5th, Eric Thames, the right fielder, is 0 for 1. How am I doing tonight? I'm doing great. This is the beginning of a 4-game division rivalry between the first place Dodgers and the second place Avengers. The Avengers are 2 games back. If they sweep this 4-game set, they'll be 2 games up. If they lose the 4 games, they'll be 6 games back. These are huge games. The shift is on, as you can see. Thames, 3 infielders on the right side, expecting him to pull. Count as 1 ball, no strikes. I'm doing great. I'm sure you're doing well. Inside again, 2 balls and no strikes to Thames. Later on this evening, if I have a chance, and I hope I do, I'm going to live stream some Renegade Karen. For those of you that don't know what Renegade Karen is, that is the Mass Effect Legendary Edition live stream that I'm currently in progress. That'll be later on this evening. Fastball low. Count is 3 balls, no strikes to Thames. Seems to have lost the strike zone. In there, strike 1. Count is 3 balls, 1 strike. Chase is a knuckleball. Out in front, count will go full. Started out 3-0, now it's 3-2, full count. Here's the full count pitch from Star-Lord. Swing and a miss, he struck him out. And that's the first out of the inning, strikeout number 5 for Peter Quill. Here's the replay as I hydrate. Next up, Aramis Garcia. As I said earlier, he's obviously a call-up from the minor leagues. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout, not just for this game, but for his entire season. Grounder fielded foul territory, long throw from Black Panther in time, 2 away. Nice play by the third baseman. 2 down, up steps the leadoff man Joe Torre, who's 2 for 2. A single, a double, a run scored. He is on fire. And his line drive, foul. Strike 1. Joe Torre, most people remember as the manager of the dynasty New York Yankees in the 1990s, but he was actually a really good baseball player in the 70s. Late into the at the Avengers dugout, count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Played third base, played a little catcher, played a little first base. Fouls off the circle change. Count will remain no balls and 2 strikes. I don't think he was a Hall of Famer, but he was close. He was definitely an all-star. Fouls it off at the plate, and the at-bat will continue. Pulls the cut fastball down the left field line, out of play. Count will remain 0-2. Swing and a miss. He's out in front of the circle change. Struck him out swinging to retire the side. So it's an official ball game. 5 innings complete. Avengers lead by 2. It's 3-1 MCU. So we go to the top of the 6th. Up steps the Incredible Hulk, who is 0 for 2 today. Dodgers bullpen is active.
Number 84.
Swing and a miss at the high fastball. Strike 1. Anthony Bass and Jacob Barnes, both right-handed pitchers, warming in the Dodger bullpen. Getting loose. Getting loose. Change up outside. Counts 1 ball and 1 strike. Checks his swing. Screwball outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Mark Ruffalo leads the ball club in homers and RBIs. Down and in. Hitters count. 3 balls and 1 strike. On deck, Black Panther. Went too far. Swung at ball 4. Count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Ruffalo. Here comes the payoff pitch. Fouls it upstairs behind home plate. Fouls it back yet again, and the at-bat will continue. Cy Young's had pitched a good game, but he just gave up 1 bad pitch to... Oh, that was popped up behind home plate. Garcia makes the catch for out number 1, and he's 0 for 3. Cy Young, just 1 bad pitch to Don Cheadle, a 3-run home run.
Number 20.
He also has been wild. He's walked too many batters. Up next, Chadwick Boseman, 0 for 2, 2 flyouts. 1 out here in the top of the 6th. 3-1 lead for the Avengers. Out in front of the curveball, swing and a miss, strike 1. High and tight. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike. T'Challa. And he skies it to right center field. Playable, deep but playable. Over the shoulder catch near the 1-2 track for Eric Thames for out number 2. He actually made that look easier than it was. That was a difficult play to make. So 2 down, up steps Dave Bautista, who had a single in the 2nd inning. He's 1 for 2. Here comes the pitch. High and tight, ball 1. Slow bouncer. Cy Young bounces off the mound, throws off the bag. It's an error by the pitcher. E1. And the inning will continue. 4 outs, thanks to Cy Young himself. Up next, Sebastian Stan, who walked and scored a run. Officially, he's 0 for 1. 2 outs, runner leads off first. Here comes the pitch from Cy Young. Backs him off the plate, ball one. 46 RBIs on the season for Sebastian Stan, part-time player, outfielder. Little late on the fastball, fouls it down the right field line, out of play. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Batista leads off first. 2-run lead for the Avengers. Right now, the Avengers are 2 games back. 1 game back in the loss column, but 2 games back in the standings. They win today, and they will be even in the loss column. That's a grounder. Fielded by Cano, throws to first in time, and the side is retired. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. It's the Avengers 3, the Dodgers 1. Leading off for the Dodgers, Xander Bogaerts, 1 for 2 with a single. Chris Pratt deals. In there, strike 1, 95 on the radar gun. Looked like a strike. Again, called a ball by the home plate umpire. The count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Small, tight strike zone. Jams him, pops it up. Mackey is there, makes the catch 1 away. Cut that check. 1 away. Bottom of the 6th. Stan Musial steps up to the plate. He is 0 for 2. Left-handed hitter against the lefty Chris Pratt. Grounder up the line. It is... Oh, I thought it was going to be a foul ball. But Chadwick Boseman decided to throw it to first just in case, and he was called out number 2. Team ERA leaders in the National League. As you can see, the best ERA team-wise in the National League are the Hollywood Avengers. Dodgers are in third place. 2 down. Up steps David Ortiz, who's 2 for 2, 2 singles and an RBI. 2 out, bases empty. Swing and a miss at the fastball, strike 1. Hard ground ball, base hit through the right side. It's a 2-out single for Ortiz, and the tying run will come to the plate. And they almost threw him out at first from right field. Here's the replay. Hard ground ball to Batista in right. Batista has a cannon. But, of course, he's safe at first. So, next up, Robbie Cano, who is the tying run here with 2 outs. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Knuckler floats in there for strike 2. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes to Robbie. Ground ball, base hit through the box. It is a single, another 2-out hit for the Dodgers, and the tying runs are at first and second with 2 outs now. Right up the middle, ground ball with eyes. Steve Finley is up. Before we pitch to Steve Finley, the manager is going to go to the manager's office to the bullpen. He's going to warm up Paul Bettany, which is Vision, and Paul Rudd, which is Ant-Man. That's a line drive base hit, and it's going to go all the way to the wall. Rounding third and heading home is the second run, and he will score. It is a 2-run double for Steve Finley here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th, and this ball game is tied at 3. Here's the replay. Slashes it the other way down the right field line, and Sebastian Stan cannot keep it in front of him. It goes all the way to the wall for a 2-run double. Tie ball game, brand new game. Fastball in there, strike 1. Willie Calhoun is 0 for 2. So, there's drama here in the 6th. Knuckler is low. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Willie Calhoun's hitting 320 with runners in scoring position. So he's comfortable with that runner at second. Pitch is high. 2 balls, 1 strike. I have a feeling this might be the last batter that Chris Pratt faces. Chases a pitch down and in. Count evens 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner leads off second. 3-3 tie here in the bottom of the 6th. Fouls it upstairs behind home plate, and the at-bat will continue. Chases a pitch low and inside, strikes him out, side is retired, but the ball game is tied on a 2-out, 2-run double by Steve Finley, and at the end of 6 innings of play, we have ourselves a brand new ball game tied at 3. This is Avengers Baseball.
Your attention, please.
Brett Martin comes in to pitch for Cy Young. His record is 1-3 with a 6.14 earned run average. And before he faces Benedict Wong, the manager is going to go to the bullpen. Righty, lefty, lefty, righty, righty, lefty, righty, righty. Paul Rudd or Ant-Man is going to come in and pitch the bottom of the 7th. Leading off, Benedict Wong, 1 for 2. Fouls it off for strike 1. Chases a slider low. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Martin deals. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Chases a slider, swing and a miss. Strikeout for Benedict Wong, and he's 1 for 3. Here's the replay. Made a fool out of him at the plate. Next up, Don Cheadle will turn around and bat from the right side against the lefty. And it's a jam shot. Will it make its way over the head? No, it will not. Robbie Cano will catch the short flare pop-up for 2 quick outs here in the top of the 7th for the Avengers. Up next, Anthony Mackey's 1 for 3 with a single in his last at-bat. 2 outs, bases empty. Pitch is low, ball 1. Fouls it back. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. And he yanks it towards the dugout. Foul. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Mackey. 3-3 tie here in the top of the 7th. Low, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases empty. Did he check it? No, he did not. According to the first base umpire, he says he went too far, and the side is retired. Get up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the 7th inning stretch. We have ourselves a tie ball game in this division rivalry game. Do I want to change pitchers? Bottom of the 7th, yes. In comes Paul Rudd, Ant-Man. 2-0 with a 3.80 earned run average. Over 42 and 2/3 innings pitched. He will face Eric Thames. 0 for 2 today. And he pulls a fastball foul for strike 1. Misses inside with the changeup. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Chases a breaking ball. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just misses off the plate inside. Count evens 2 balls, 2 strikes. Just gets a piece. Count remains 2-2. Fouls it back. Line drive, 1 hop, backhanded by Spider-Man, throws to first in time, hits right into the teeth of the shift, gets thrown out from short right field. That would have been a hit if not for the shaft. So, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Aramis Garcia steps up to the plate, 0 for 2, fouls it off, strike 1. 0 for 2 for his season, just called up from the minor leagues. Inside corner, strike 2. Count is 0-2. Fouls it back. At bat will continue. So this is the first game of a 4-game series between these two ball clubs, the first and second place ball clubs. It's the end of August. Fouls it back again, count is 0-2. The winner of this series, well, let's put it this way. The Avengers are 2 games back. They need to win. They need to win this series. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. There's 2 away. The Dodgers win this series. They put further distance between the 2 ball clubs with a 2-game lead already. It's a 1-game lead in the loss column. I'm taking them on 2 as we speak. LOL. That's funny. Both sides. You're playing against the Dodgers. I'm playing against the Dodgers. It's symmetry. It's synchronicity. Joe Torre fouls it off for strike 1. Well, I hope we are both victorious. And that is a bloop down the left field line. Foul ball. Count as no balls and 2 strikes. For those of you that are unaware, the Outlander show has a baseball franchise of his own. The Outlanders created franchise. I would suggest you check out his live stream as well. It's really cool. Jams him with the 2-seamer. Fouls it back. Count remains 0-2. Paul Rudd on the mound in relief of Chris Pratt. Low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Waste pitch. Fouls off the fastball. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just misses. We need to win this series. Mazwardi, you are well aware of the stakes. Welcome to the live stream. Thank you for showing your support. I really appreciate it. It's a 3-3 tie in this first game. Breaks his bat. Picked by Tony Stark. Races him to the bag. Steps on it. And the side is retired. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Ant-Man. And we will go to the top of the 8th. The end of 7 is a 3-3 tie. So before Anthony Bass pitches, he's 6-5 with a 4.95 earned run average. And before Tom Holland gets the hit, we're going to go to the pitching, to the bullpen. So up next is a righty and then 2 lefties. So Paul Bettany, the left-hander. Do you schedule Paul Bettany to come into the game? I schedule for him to come into the game. Will you be on later too? I will, Mr. Outlander. Not on baseball, but I will be doing a Renegade Karen live stream. I'll be doing Mass Effect, the Legendary Edition, later on this evening. Up next, top of the 8th, Tom Holland 0 for 3 today. Fastball, cut fastball, inside corner, strike 1. Here comes the pitch from Bass. And that's a deep drive. It's got a chance. Back goes the fielder. It is off the top of the wall, and it is gone. It's a solo shot from Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Home run number 17. And just like that, the Avengers, the MCU, has a 4-3 advantage. Interesting call by the umpires. Looked like it hit the top of the fence and bounced diagonally off the field into the... I'm honestly surprised that the manager of the Dodgers isn't calling for a replay. Let's go round him, says Mazwardi. Why is Blake Treinen in the bullpen? That's a good question. That is a very good question, Mazwardi. Right after we look at the replay, I will explain thoroughly. Bang. Projected 379. Let's see where the ball goes. It hits. Oh, we can't see where the ball goes. Okay, so now before we continue, I will brief explanation. Why is Blake Treinen? Why is he in the bullpen? 2 injuries on the team in this past week. Chris Evans out for the rest of the season, and just for 2 weeks, Loki, Tom Hiddleston, injured for 1 to 2 weeks. So the reason why there is a non-Avenger in the bullpen for the next week and a half, because he's just holding a spot for when Loki comes back off of the disabled list. So anyway, it's a 4-3 lead for the Avengers. Up next, Robert Downey Jr. takes a strike. He's 0 for 2. He had a walk in the first. Good question. Good observation skills, Mazwardi. Didn't seem fair to create a fictional Avenger for just 2 weeks and then send them back down. It just didn't seem fair. Well, for loyalty to my Hollywood Avengers squad, I'm only going to use him in case of an emergency. So, count as 2 balls and 1 strike to Tony Stark. And he lines it foul. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jams it, fouls it back upstairs. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes on Tony. 4-3 lead. Grounder, 2-hopper to Cano. Fields, fires, got him. And that's the first out here in the top of the 8th. Next up, Mark Ruffalo, the Incredible Hulk, leader in homers and RBIs on this ball club. See if he can get a hold of one here in this inning. Fouls off the fastball, strike 1. This is Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. It's the lifeblood of YouTube. Bouncer up the middle. Slow bouncer charges as Xander Bogaerts throws the first in time, 2-way. Nice play by the shortstop. Up next, Black Panther, who's 0 for 3 today. 2 outs, bases empty. 4-3 lead for the MCU. Slow bouncer to his counterpart, Joe Torre at third. Throws to first in time. So, side is retired. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Solo shot by Tom Holland, who gives the Avengers a lead. 4-3. This is Avengers Baseball. Do you want to change pitchers? Yes, I do. In comes Paul Bettany. Paul Bettany plays Vision, the android. He's 2-1 with a 3.98 earned run average. Xander on the Dodgers looks so gross. I totally agree. Maswardi, as I'm well aware, is a Boston Red Sox fan, so of course it's going to look gross to you. You guys lost Mookie Betts to the Dodgers. That's terrible. Manager is going to go to the bullpen, and he's going to warm up Jeremy Renner, Hawkeye, just in case things get out of hand. He'll come in for a 4 or 5 out save if necessary. Line drive to center, racing in is Don Cheadle, makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 away. Up next, Stan the Man Musial, 0 for 3 today. Left-handed Bettany against the lefty hitting left fielder. Fastball misses. Xander's having a great season, though. Yes, he is. He absolutely is. He is a big part of the reason why the Avengers are chasing the Dodgers in this fictional franchise. And it's a ground ball through the right side, a 1-out single for Stan Musial. And the tying run for the Dodgers is on first, the go-ahead run at the plate. David Ortiz is 3 for 3 today with an RBI. Big Papi. Big Papi has tortured my nightmares as many, many years. Pulls the sinking fastball down the right field line, foul for strike 1. He has been in my nightmares for many, many years, decades even. Out in front of the curveball, swing and a miss, count is quickly, no balls and 2 strikes to Papi. Grounder, oh, he drops it, throws to first, in time for the 2nd out. Could have possibly had a round the horn double play. Bozeman kept it in front of him, popped out of his glove, the heel of the glove, but had enough time with the slow runner to make it over to first in time. So we have 2 outs, and up steps Robbie Cano, who's 1 for 3 with a single. The tying run is in scoring position. The manager is going to send the pitching coach out to the mound to discuss strategy with Paul Bettany. Gauge the feeling. Should he bring in the closer for a 4-out save, or should he stick with the lefty versus lefty? And the manager decides to stick with lefty versus lefty. Strike 1. Triple digits on the radar gun. Robbie Cano this season, 207 average with runners in scoring position. So he is not all that comfortable with that runner sitting over there in scoring position at second. Grounder, backhanded by Holland, throws to first in time. Side is retired. We go to the top of the 9th. It's a 1-run lead for the Avengers. It's 4-3 MCU. Before Batista swings, we're going to go to the bullpen. We're going to go to Jeremy Renner, Hawkeye, who's ready and waiting. We're going to schedule to pitch the 9th for the save. Okay, top of the 9th. Bass is out there for his second inning of relief work. Fastball in there, strike one to Drax the Destroyer. 4-3 lead for the MCU here in the ninth inning. High, 1 ball, 1 strike. That's a deep drive. It's got a chance. Back goes Musial at the track. Reaches up, makes the catch on the warning track. That's out number 1. He gave it a ride, but didn't quite get enough of it. So there's 1 away here in the top of the ninth. Maswardi wants the Avengers to get some insurance. I totally agree. Up next, Sebastian Stan walked, scored a run. Officially, he is 0 for 2 in this ballgame. He's Bucky Barnes in the MCU. And he's late on the fastball, slices it down the right field line, out of play for strike 1. Outside, 95 on the radar gun. The count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Off the end of the bat, shallow fly ball to left. Easier play for Stan Musial for the second out. 2 outs, bases empty.
Now batting, the catcher.
Up next, Benedict Wong, 1 for 3, single, scored a run. Left-handed hitter. Jams him, pops it up. Easy play for Cano, and the side is retired. So last licks for the home Dodgers. They need a run to tie. It's 4-3 Avengers. In comes Hawkeye for the save. Do you want to change pitchers? Yes, I do. In relief, Jeremy Renner. He is 0-3 for the season, but he does have 26 saves in 30 appearances. 45 strikeouts in 30 innings pitched. He needs to get these 3 outs. So up next, Steve Finley, 1 for 3, but that one was a big one. It was a 2-run double in this game. Pops it upstairs behind home plate for strike 1. Swing and a miss at the slider, strike 2. Count is 0-2. Fouls off the 2-seam fastball. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Well, no walks is impressive from Hawkeye. No walks. It's Hawkeye. Are you really surprised? Are you really surprised? Hawkeye doesn't miss. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out. That's the first out here in the bottom of the ninth. Blazing fastball.
The designated hitter, Willie Calhoun.
Up next, DH Willie Calhoun. Willie is 0 for 3 today, struck out in his last at-bat. Fastball, triple digits on the radar gun, strike 1. Misses the plate entirely. It's inside, count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Fouls it back. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes on Calhoun. 4-3 lead for the Avengers here in the bottom of the ninth. Game 1 of a 4-game set to determine first place in the National League West in this fictional franchise. Count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fouls it back. Pops him up. Hawkeye says, I got it. Makes the catch in the infield. And there are 2 away. And the I was about to say Brooklyn Dodgers. The Los Angeles Dodgers are down to their final out of the game. Representing the final out is Eric Thames, who's 0 for 3. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Renner looks like he's on fire. Fouls it back, strike 2, count is no balls and 2 strikes, and the Dodgers are down to their final strike of the game. Grounder, foul. The at-bat will continue. Again, no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the ninth. Here comes the pitch from Hawkeye. Strike 3 called, side retired, ball game over. Avengers win 4-3, and they take this first game of this rivalry series, this 4-game set. They are now 1 game behind in the division, no games back. They are tied in the loss column after 134 games in the regular season. Tied in the loss column, officially 1 game back because the Dodgers have played 2 extra games in their schedule. Huge win. I agree, Maswardi. Thank you for watching. The win goes to, I believe, Ant-Man, Paul Rudd. Let's check out the score sheet. Hollywood Avengers, 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors. Los Angeles Dodgers, 3 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. The win goes to Ant-Man, Paul Rudd. Anthony Bass, who gave up that solo shot, gets the loss. Jeremy Renner gets his 27th save of the season. And the player of the game is Don Cheadle, War Machine, or James Rhodes, who hit that clutch 3-run home run in the 6th inning to give the Avengers a 3-1 lead at that time. And this has been a broadcast of Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you so much for joining me. Special thank you to Maswardi, to Blue Sonic the Hedgehog, to The Outlander Show. There are plenty of other new names tonight. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much for showing up, saying hello. This is just game number 134. This is the first game of a 4-game set. I play every inning of every game. No skipped innings, no simulated games. We're going to be 162 plus because why plus? Obviously, you play a full season in order to make the playoffs and hopefully win the World Series. But one step at a time. We are nearing September in this long season. I hope to see you again. And if baseball is not your thing, if you don't like baseball, later on tonight I'm going to be doing a science fiction role-playing game called Mass Effect. It's the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I've affectionately nicknamed this playthrough Renegade Karen, and I invite you to see why it's Renegade Karen. I'll see you later on this evening. Until then, the final here at Dodgers Ballpark, the Avengers win 4-3. Take care. Have a great night. When is the next game? Tomorrow. Tomorrow is the next game. Tomorrow afternoon, evening. I do not have a set schedule, Maswardi. I'm sorry. I do apologize for that. Just the best thing to do, honestly, is on the subscription page on my YouTube channel. Click that bell icon because the bell icon will give you a notification as to when I'm live. That's really, honestly, the best bet. Hard to keep a real set schedule because I'm doing this for fun. And when you do something for fun and you set a schedule, it becomes like a job. And I want to have fun playing video games, and I hope that comes through. I'm going to tune in. Got the bell already. Well, good. I'm glad to hear that, Maswardi. I hope you and everyone else has an absolutely great night. See you again soon. Take care.